Hi guys, Board Games with Matt here. Just doing a little setup tutorial for Rurik Dawn of Kiev. At the moment there is a Kickstarter for the expansion called Stone and Blade on Kickstarter. I highly recommend you go check it out. If you haven't got this game yet, there's also an opportunity to get the core game, Kickstarter version, plus the expansion all at once. I highly recommend this game, it's really good. Alright, the first thing you're going to do is put the game board in the middle of the table so everyone can reach. Now it's divided up into three colours, green, yellow and brown. They are used for different player counts. In a 2-player game, we're only going to use the green. In a 3-player game, we're going to use the green and the yellow. And in a 4-player game, we're going to use all three colours. Now, next to the main game board, we're going to place the claim board in reach of all players and the strategy board. Now, just note, there is a symbol at the bottom denoting number of players. 1 and 2 player on this side and 3 and 4 on the reverse. Obviously just set this to the side that is appropriate for how many players you're having. The next thing you're going to do is each player is going to grab one of these. These are your household board. They are identical other than the artwork. On the back is for the solo game, but we're not going to take a look at that today. So each player gets one of those and we'll place it in front of them. Next, on your little house board here, you're going to get 3 coins for each player and place them on the dock. Alright, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the rebels. These are the little black miniatures, and on the bottom is a resource. This is hidden information, so do this randomly. You're going to place one in each area corresponding to the number of players. So in a 2-player game, would only place the rebels in the green areas. And in a 3-player game, the green and the yellow, and in a 4-player game, all the regions. Alright, so I've put all the rebel miniatures on the board and I've set this up for a 3-player game using the green and the yellow areas. Now, in the game is included this little plastic tray that holds all the resources. Place that nearby and take the corresponding resource that matches the symbol shown here in the different areas. So, put a wood and a stone and a fish and so on and so forth until all areas are full. Now you can see I've placed a resource in each zone corresponding to the symbol that is shown. This is a good time to go through all the different resource types. We have fish, honey, stone, wood, and pelt or fur. They are all kept here in the tray as stated. They should be in reach of all players. Next, take this deck of scheme cards, give them a little shuffle, and split them into roughly 2 equal decks. Place them off to the side of the game board in reach of the players and leave a small gap in between or next to them for a discard pile. You're next going to take this deck of deed cards that have got this corresponding back, give them a shuffle and place them near the claim board, this board here. Put them next to it and reveal 3 cards at random so that everyone can see them. Alright, the next step is to take the leader cards. These can be assigned randomly or you can choose them. Once that's done, also give each player a reference card. This is double-sided and we'll go through what the actions are and what some of the buildings do. Take the agenda cards, give them a light shuffle, and deal 2 to each player. Each player will choose 1 to keep and 1 to return. All the others should be returned to the game box. They won't be needed for the rest of the game. Next, each player should choose a player colour and take the box with their miniatures and their buildings and meeples underneath. Now just note, these trays are from the Kickstarter version and the retail version will not have these. what you do is you take the 2 conversion tokens, these 2 tokens here, and place them above your dock on your player mat. Then you take the 3 crown tokens and place them on the 3 columns on the claim track. Take your sword tokens and place them on the warfare track at the bottom. Now determine the first player and give them this bear. This is determined by the person who knows the most about Eastern Europe, or this can be also done randomly. Starting with that first player, they're going to take their 3 miniatures of their colour and place 1 on any area that can be with a rebel or even with another player. Then proceeding clockwise, each person will continue to place 1 miniature after the other until all 3 are on the map. Next, you're going to take your hero miniature and apply the coloured base that matches your player colour, and also, starting with the player who is first, going clockwise, place them on the game board. Now that the game board is set up with all your miniature pieces, the next step is to take the round marker, place it on the first spot of the round track, take your number 2 meeple from each colour and place it here, and in a 2 and 3 player game, you're going to take your number 3 meeple and place it on this spot. In a 4 player game, every player will take their number 3 meeple and remove it from the game. It will not be used. After that is done, it will look something like this. Now that setup is complete, I hope you enjoyed this game as much as I have enjoyed it. I highly recommend, if you don't know about the game, check out their Kickstarter that is currently going on and pick up the base game and the Stone and Blade expansion at the same time. Catch you on the next one.